Hey everyone, welcome to Abstract Boss. So today I found a beautiful tray and it seemed like the perfect moment to take advantage of the Copper Patina style and look that I've been so inspired by lately. And so what I thought I would do is just kind of walk you guys through it. There are a lot of colors involved in this, so I will try and remember to put them in the description below. And I'm working with a lot of different things. So my resin, I am working with my Stone Coat resin. And then the pigments are going to be a mix of the Stone Coat pigments as well as my Patty's pigments. And then I am still using the black base coat for the beautiful, nice, sharp black. I was inspired by a picture I found months and months ago on a Copper Patina bracelet, okay? And it was so beautiful. It's got purples and teals and copper and pinks and reds. Like, it was just a mix of colors. And so I don't know if I'm going to put any gold in it. I do have the gold open and ready right next to me just in case. Sure, it was just such a beautiful, beautiful bracelet. And it really inspired me to want to do something similar. And coming across this silver tin, I got this at Target, by the way, and I think it was 13 bucks, so not too expensive. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna be beautiful with teals and purples, so I have to do it. And if you guys have questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the description below. So right now, all I'm doing is I'm mixing the resin with a 1-to-1 ratio. And you want to keep mixing until you no longer see the cloudy streaks. The recommended time is 3 minutes usually, and I personally will end up mixing it more just because I want to make sure that it's fully mixed. I'd much rather have fully mixed resin than issues with my curing process. So basically, if you don't mix it properly, you're gonna have a softer cure. It's gonna be easier for things to scratch it. You're not gonna have that UV resistance or the scratch resistance. So just keep that in mind. It's better to mix and tire yourself out than it is to undermix and have a weak curing. Okay, everything is mixed up. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna disperse the resin into the different cups. Now, normally I put my pigments on top, but I wanted to make sure that when I was mixing colors, for example, this one, this is the white pearl and the sparkle mauve. I mixed them together to create sort of a pinkish color. And then I mixed the teal from Stone Coat with some of the white pearl. So I did a lot of mixing today, and I don't want to do that while it's on top of the resin because I might end up having to put too much pigment in. Whereas if I'm mixing it in my cup first, then I can just put a little bit of resin on top and not have to worry about that. So the biggest colors that I need the most of, I hear my voice echoing, hello, are gonna be the teals and the purples. So I have 3 different purples. I have a deep, beautiful purple from Stone Coat. I have the, shoot, what purple was this? I have 2 purples from Patty's Pigments. They're the 2 darker ones. And then the sparkle mauve, the emerald, crystal emerald, and the crystal brass. So yeah, quite a few. Okay, there's the black, and then I am just going to start with the copper. So I'll show you how I would normally do it. So you want to go ahead and put your resin in the cup. I'm going to use a very small amount in each of these. And I always recommend having a little set aside. So just in case you need a little bit more of one color. Both the purple and teal that I'm adding extra into are gonna be the Stone Coat purple and teal, just because they looked a little bit darker, and that's what I'm going for. So I just scoop a little bit onto my popsicle stick and then mix that in. So it should be about 1/10 of a mixture. And that's for all of these. Pigments, acrylic, oil, does not matter. Should be 1/10. Now, if you think that you need more, you can slowly add more, but you have to be careful because it does mix with the efficiency of your resin. Messes with the efficiency, not mixes. Now, the reason you normally don't want to do the pigments on the bottom is because you're gonna have issues with mixing. But with these paper cups, it's not as big of an issue. Just make sure you're scraping everywhere, and then it's gonna be a lot easier. All right, so I'm just gonna work with a layer of black. Normally you wanna make sure you're on a level surface, but since I am traveling, I don't have a level surface to work with. So this is what I got. So what I'm just doing right now is I'm just creating a very small, thin layer of the black, and you can move it around. You can move it around with your glove, you can move it around with whatever you need to. But I'm just spreading that across just a little bit. I don't need it to be a huge, huge thing. And then I'm gonna start by adding the teal in my space back here. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm just loading all of my colors out. I think that's gonna make a really big difference for this whole thing in the long run. So just load some colors and then you can play with it from there. So what I'm doing right now is I am separating them, but I will eventually blend them together with my fingers. So I'm just getting all my colors laid out. I want more of this purple though, so I am gonna pour more resin in here. Okay, so I'm gonna save just a little bit for this, just in case it doesn't work out the way that I'm intending. And the rest of my resin is gonna go into these little cups to get all these colors added in on top once I get all my blending mixed together. All right, so to mix things together, you just wanna go ahead and take your finger and just sort of go back and forth right on top of it. And this is just gonna create some cool effects and looks and blending, okay? And I do want some of my purple to come over here, so I'm gonna take some of that, pull it up here, just sort of blend that down and back up. So what I'm doing now is I'm just allowing the resin to drizzle off of my popsicle stick. And that's it. So nothing fancy. You just want to make sure that you're controlling it a bit. Okay, and then you can always take your popsicle stick and just sort of break that apart. Okay, as I pulled that, I just slowly turned the popsicle stick from flat to angled. And I'm gonna do the same thing, except I'm gonna sort of make it go the opposite way over here. So I'm gonna use my other hand. And notice how I'm not worrying about perfection. I'm not worrying about it being too linear or anything like that. I'm just sort of allowing it to spread out and do its own thing. Maybe even pull a little bit of this backwards. Just make it fun. That's what's seriously important, you guys. I think I do want to add some more teal though. A lot of that teal came away, so let's throw in some more teal right here. And this is all I'm doing. I'm just playing around with it, adding in some beautiful colors, and that's all I'm going to keep doing with all these colors that I have. And then break up that back just a little bit. And then let's add in some more colors. So this is just a deep green that I'm going to sort of lace throughout here. And anytime I'm lacing, I sort of follow whatever has already happened on my canvas. And all these colors that I'm just adding in now, these are just sort of highlights to add a little something something. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a heat gun and I'm gonna see what I can get to happen around with it, but I really enjoy these colors. I just wanna get rid of the linear effect, and then my metallic just sort of is not popping out as much as I wanted it to. So we're gonna see what happens here when I take, there we go, that's kind of nice. Oh, I like this. Let's add in some more purple right here. I'm gonna blend this down. Let's grab the heat gun and see what happens. All right, you guys, I love this. I just found a little hair though, and I will wait for this to cure before I take some close-ups and show you guys what we got.